this is Baltas Aero Instruments and I want to talk about bubbles, this experimental filter that we have, this guy. We didn't give it so much attention because we actually had not so much of them. And it's really great. I like it a lot. It's one of my favorites. You can do with bubbles a lot of experimental things because it has two inputs, two outputs, so you can go from the output back into the input to get some crazy feedbacks. And there are actually 9 filters in here. There are 3 experimental filters, 3 acid filters, that's a filter mixed with distortion or bit crush, and there are 3 normal high pass, low pass, and also this you can use as a kind of analog drum sound. Let's start with the experimental thing that I like the most. First one is an LFO, kind of LFO on the filtering. The other one is based on the Rob Hoordijk. Rob Hoordijk is an old friend of me. He passed away last year to sad. He was making always the Bleepo box and famous from the workshop of the Benjolin from the Netherlands, from Den Haag. And actually he's doing a lot of pinging with the filter. It's a kind of analog circuit with a Rugler, and that it makes it kind of, you can choose between sample and hold. Anyway, it's a kind of bubble butt machine. It's a lot of liquid. It's a nice machine to play with. We have two algorithms inspired on that. So it's a mix between Rob Hoordijk and our Taylor blender. It's called the Bleepo and the Banjo. You see it over here, and it's totally bubble butt kind of related. So if you use this, there are 3 knobs here: the X and the I, and this one. The set, this one is then in the Rob Hoordijk mode, making different pingings of the algorithms. So yeah, we can go into that. I will show a little bit also the other functions. So now there's just a steady oscillator in there, but it gets kind of bubble butt because of the modulation here. So if I change this knob, you will hear this. To the other experimental mode, the Bleepo. This was the Benjolin mode. So you see it gets pinged by the modulation under here. So if I change here a little bit, you will hear differences. These are algorithms from Taylor Blender. Just 6 in Teleblender. There are more than 70 algorithms. Then we go to the normal experimental one. Now I go to the crunchy one. Officially you should do this with a bass line, with an acid bass line or with some drums. I think I don't have that at the moment, but I can see if we can show the crunchiness. If you put it in acid mode, this is a filter and this is a distortion mode or a bit crush. It got a lot of amplitude from this knob. Now it's feedbacking back into the crunchy. So if you go in the middle where you see the smile, this is the acid bank. Then you go with the 3 down and there's that feedback, and that's this one. I will put it also in another model that you can maybe hear. You can make it really really interesting. Then we go to the other bank, the more normal bank. In this one, on top, we put a feedback from a reverb a little bit in there. You can hear there's a little bit reverb in there. Like echoing. It is still a filter, but it's with echo. Really interesting. You don't expect from a filter that it has some echo at all. Yeah, I developed this together with Stijn Kuipers from This Is No Rocket Science. We're sitting next to each other and we thought, whoa, yeah, this sounds cool. We should keep it in there. Yeah, this sounds cool. Even if it's just a filter, it's so cool with this kind of delay reverb, that it's yeah, repeating himself. And then we go to a regular high pass or low pass. Those are more based on the MS-20 and the other one on the Moog ladder filter based. And yeah, that is what everybody already have sometimes. So this is an experimental filter for around 160 euros, something like this. So that's a really good price. It's digital, that's why we put so many different algorithms and sounds in there. Otherwise, analog, this is not possible to make it that small and not for that price. Yeah, we got, of course, help. This is a project for me and Stijn Kuipers from This Is No Rocket Science. So from Error Instruments and This Is No Rocket Science. There are also more creativity options with stereo you can do. And I will also show you if you use only the model and the feedback from the model, like this, and then you go to experimental. So now it has two outputs. It got this output into the input, and you can hear a lot of bubble butt from the feedback. So now it's not a filter, it's a kind of self-oscillation from the feedback, and it makes its own sound. And you can still use all the control voltage on this. You can also still hook up another input who mixing with the sounds. I can show you that too. So we have now feedback and another input. And this has influence on the whole system. Really interesting. What is also good for if you look for an analog kick, a drum, then if you use the regular, I think it was high pass. I don't have a trigger output here, but a gate output. Let's look for that. Yeah. Let me see. It can be really sound like an analog kind of kick drum. A lot of bass. This is a gate in. If you put a trigger, it's much more like a drum. Yeah, it's a really interesting, diverse model. What is not so big, and you can do a lot of things in it. And yeah, if we make a filter, we should make a filter who can offer something new to the filter users, even if it's digital. But it's more like everything is already there. And I just like the sound of liquid filters. Like, yes, this is the thing. Thank you for watching. This is about bubbles. I like it a lot. Have a very good weekend. I'm gonna chill here a little bit more. And I talk to you later. Thank you.